Foreigner Späti episode. It's Ciaran introing it now, and I'm scared. I'm scared to do that. Everyone's staring at me. I don't like you're staring at me, listener. Yes, Ciaran is here. That's me. I'm also joined by my lovely regular co-host, Julia.
Oh, whoa, I was first. Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate your hey in the beginning.
I know. And from the originator of the hey, give
Anthony Fantano.
give it up for Nick. Nick is also here.
Hi.
And we are joined by the wonderful Karin. Say hello, Karin.
Hi.
Oh,
That was beautiful.
Nailed it. Karin was on an episode before that I wasn't on for, and I listened to it in an airport while eating chocolate, and I was like, this is a good episode. This is also good chocolate. Karin responsible for one of those things.
Which airport was it?
It was Dublin Airport. You get Butler's chocolate there. It's very good. You get like a hot chocolate, and they give you like a choice of one of the chocolates that they have.
Wait, they give it to you?
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it?
I mean, you just pay for the hot chocolate, but the chocolate's free that comes with the hot chocolate.
How big is the chocolate? It's free.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Oh my god.
Like it's good for free.
So you can't afford like housing, but you can get free chocolate.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what we
fair.
put our money into.
Airport.
Yeah. When you're leaving.
Never come back.
Butler's chocolate is an institution. I will not hear anything bad about it.
I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm impressed that your country has some things figured out. Free chocolate in the airport is one of them.
Ireland is known for a lot of things that we make all ourselves completely 100%. Chocolate, tea. These are all things that are indigenous to Ireland. Anyway, potatoes also actually. Fuck. Anyway, okay. We're going to be talking about various green parties around Europe and how they're all trash. But before that, we're going to be talking about the savior from green politics. Evil German Greta. Because, so anyone who doesn't know, the American right, but also various other countries' right wings, have now found their savior because they were scared of a relatively mild-mannered Swedish teenager. So now,
let's get her, put her in the oven, and what do you get when you have all these things that then mix together of right-wing extremism, climate denial?
It's like evil Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was going to say that.
Mercer money. What?
Mercer money is the chemical X.
It is literally chemical X. What do you get? You literally get Nazi Greta.
Yep. She's from the beautiful town of Münster.
Münster.
Oh my God. Wait, that is
Yep.
ironic.
Yeah, it is ironic.
The Münster prides itself as the one town that does not have the AFD.
Exactly,
over
that didn't
5%.
vote for. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
And
they all combined together and compressed all that evil into one.
Into
human.
one girl.
So we're talking about, I'm sure the German pronunciation, Naomi Zeibt.
Yeah, that was
that a perfect?
Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah.
Naomi.
Naomi.
Naomi Zeibt.
I said Naomi.
Is it Zeibt or
Naomi
Zeibt?
Zeibt.
Okay.
Zeibt.
Naomi Zeeb.
Naomi. She changed it at Ellis Island. So this is the right's hope to stop Greta. They found I think she kind of got her start as a YouTuber.
Yeah.
What Nazi doesn't?
That's a good point.
I mean, yeah. She's also wearing a fedora. Wait.
I know. I saw that. That was that was too German for me.
Yep.
She has old man German energy right there of thinking that a fedora is going to make her look younger. She's already 19. Any younger, I mean, she already has the weirdo pedophiles shouting her out.
Oh yeah.
On
because,
Twitter.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to put myself out here. I didn't know she was 19. I took one look at her. I thought she was 13 or 14.
That's what everyone says about Greta, and she is still under 18.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
this is deliberate to also
Maybe.
feed that.
No,
Fun
it's
fact-
deliberate that they found one that was over the age of 18 so that then they can be like, yeah, she's hot and I can say it.
Oh my god.
That I guarantee you.
Oh
I
my
guarantee you. Because
So bad.
conservatives can only do that. Conservatives can only be like they can only watch the news and be like, yeah, fucking what was the one?
Tommy Lahren with
Tommy
a fedora.
Lahren, she just fucking gets my jimmies all rustled. That is all they think about is either Nazism and being horny. So why not have Nazism and being horny at the same time when you get her?
This is page 3 politics.
Yeah,
Again,
literally,
Yeah,
yeah.
all the magazines in the UK would just have topless women, and there's them talking about how it's really good that we're invading Iraq. That was a really weird thing they did. There's literally one where it's just this topless lady being like, I think it's really good that we're going into Iraq. I think Tony Blair has made the right decision. I'm just like, what is this? Anyway, Naomi has gotten glowing reviews in the Washington Post and the New York Post, but that's not really much of a surprise. New York Post is insane. But yeah, the Washington Post.
Democracy dies in darkness. You know,
it does, yeah.
Especially when you can't research anything because you're a horrible publication.
Yeah, because it's so dark in here. So Naomi has a sordid past. She's heavily involved with Martin Zellner's identitarian movement.
Yep.
She was interviewed for his now girlfriend's
wife.
podcast. Oh, but wife.
Wife. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He wifed her.
Yeah, haven't you seen
He
his
wifed
tweets
her.
about being wifed and having very delicious photos of his food?
Yeah. We're just supposed to be like, weren't you at the wedding? Ciaran,
I was invited.
Simply everyone was there.
Yep.
Yeah, no, okay, so I've forgotten her name, but Petagone or something like that. She's got a very Italian last name.
Brittany, is she English?
Brittany,
yeah. Brittany Pettibone.
Pettibone. Good Italian-American name. Yeah. But yeah, she's been interviewed by her before. It was part of the whole identity movement. I think it was a thing called Defending Germany. Was a country that's definitely going to fall apart any day now. Naomi and her mom regularly write for the right-wing publication Philosophy Press or something like that.
Of course it's called that. Nerds.
Yeah, very nerdy shit.
Oh, God.
But my favorite part of that website, though, because I went on recently for research, is they have a very creepy would you like to turn on notifications pop up.
Oh, that was the photo.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was
this guy saying
this guy's weird face was a part of the...
you want notifications?
No. Notifications? I'm all right. But the other thing is the editor of the website doesn't know how to change bylines on whatever service he's using. So every article is written by him, but then the first line of the actual article itself has to say, this article was actually written by...
Oh my God, wow.
Very, very, very classy.
Tech savvy,
yeah. But Naomi Zeip wrote a lot of articles about how it's great being young and
conservative,
having a mom
Nazi
who votes for AfD.
Yeah, she's been active at different protests in Münster, for example, against abortions, as far as I know, against Seenotrettung, so against saving refugees that are getting into difficult situations in the Mediterranean.
I never know why the pro-life people and the pro-refugee people never seem to cross paths.
Really?
I'm pro-life, but only white babies.
Anti-climate stuff, of course. She calls the öffentlich-rechtlichen, so the media in Germany, the one that is not private. She calls it Staatsfernsehen, so as if it's kind of, yeah, or regulated by the state, or every
propaganda.
State propaganda media. Yeah, fun stuff like that. She also is she called.
Does she sing?
That is a good question.
Does she sing?
Probably, maybe in a church choir.
Are we trying to figure out her YouTube content? I like the idea of someone.
I'm actually really confused if this is the same blonde girl that I've heard of before as a YouTuber and something climate and something right wing, or if that is an actual eco-fascist blonde young girl. YouTuber.
I think you have to be a blonde young girl to be in the eco-fascist influencer industry.
Yeah, but wouldn't that clash with this though? It's you've got the right-wing blonde girl who actually does eco stuff, but she's a fascist.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're right. Because what did she say? Wait, you said something that because she's actually, she won this Jugendforscht Preis. Yeah. I know. People don't know what it is.
This country is a scam.
Yeah, if people don't know what it is, in Germany you have national competitions for Jugend musiziert for musicians. I took part in it. It was weird.
The youth Nazi prize.
Yeah, who's the
who's the
best
Nazi?
young Nazi? Then Jugend forscht, so that is like for science.
The Nazis never did science.
And she won the one for like physics or like
Something the Nazis
first or
also never
second
did.
place, I think, or second place in mathematics and something like that. So
Famous.
yeah.
These are all famous fields the Nazis just refused to do any of.
Music.
Naomi,
Richard Wagner.
Naomi, how did you do it? Well, my grandfather was a very successful rocket scientist at NASA, and nothing before that.
Yeah, but you're right. That would actually clash with like the eco-fascist
I
thing
mean, that's
because
the thing
it's
that
like,
confuses me sometimes
Yeah.
with these strains where the term eco-fascist is used by the right wing to complain about climate people.
I know.
And then within the climate movement, you point out the eco-fascism of the right wing.
like the
climate
real
people.
fascism. Yeah, because I mentioned that. That's funny because I mentioned that at the dinner, like the Christmas party of the publisher I was working at. I'm not gonna say what it is, who it is, but so my ex-boss's wife. Asked what I'm writing my master's thesis about, and I said like something about like eco-fascism, and she said like, oh yeah, we have a lot of those groups, and she definitely wasn't referring to Anastasia movement or anything like that. She thought I was actually referring to like
But this is Greta.
Climate people
climate
sucking.
movement, movements, and I was like,
Jesus.
Fascism's everything I don't like.
yeah,
I mean, yes. But oh god. Okay, so there is this quote that I will need a German person to like translate for me of like.
I just think I saw the one that you meant. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's down the bottom here. Of I believe she's blaming Jewish people for like all of Germany's problems or something.
I'm passing.
all right, where is it?
It's down here. You don't have to say it out loud. I just want to know.
Okay, she builds like a pyramid thing of German society,
Oh,
saying
a hierarchy of some sort.
yeah, a hierarchy, saying the normal, so the Otto Normalverbraucher Deutsche, so the normal German is like way at the bottom of
Okay.
this. Then somewhere in between there are the Muslim people
Oh, cool.
above
They're-
the German,
of course, they're higher than the Germans.
and then on top of everything
Is the Jew.
is the Jew.
Oh, goody.
What the?
Yeah.
This is the, like I never understood this in like Nazi theory back in the fucking day. I don't understand it now. Most of the rich people in the world are not Jewish. Like then, now, everywhere in between.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing too because especially like in Eastern Europe, like many Jewish people were from very poor communities. The idea that there's still this like idea of like the Zionist like world like domination thing is amazing to me because the only one that everyone ever thinks of are like the Rothschilds or whatever, and that's it.
And Soros.
And Rockefeller.
Well, nowadays,
Yeah,
but
he's a new one, yeah. But then the fun addition to this theory that she's introduced is this middle tier.
Yeah, the middle tier, the managerial class of Muslims.
Managerial class of Muslims.
It's like
That's interesting. How? Where did she see that?
I
in
don't
German
know.
society?
19.
Yeah, and she lives in fucking
She lives
Münster.
in
I'm
Münster.
sorry.
There are
Like
no-
there are Catholics and people that do drugs.
I just oh my god. I just really imagine her like very, very suburban life in her very large house by German standards with like
Yeah, she lives. She lives. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying where she lives.
doxer.
Her address is.
But
So
Is she an anthropology student? Because I can somehow imagine that.
now, is she a student yet? Maybe she does like a gap year. Very German thing to
Nazi
do.
gap
For
year.
a Nazi gap year.
Southeast Asia backpacking.
No. Her gap year would be in Latvia or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
where she
yeah,
joined
that-
like a neo-Nazi movement that like trains in the woods or something.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina. I like that better though.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that she is doing something. It might have been business studies or some wank like that.
Probably.
But I really just imagine her life of just like very suburban living, like green pastures, like 2 giant cars that her family do not need, and
This
then
sounds like Münster.
yeah,
Yeah. You
and
don't
then
need cars in Münster, by the way. You just need a bike.
yeah, and then she just
Not her family though. They have 2 cars.
and then she just like goes down to like the only doner shop in her local town and to the only Muslim man in her community and be like, this guy is in control of most things.
He has a business.
Except the things the Jewish people are in
Wait,
control of.
what about all the Portuguese people in
Where are
Münster?
they
Where
in
are
the
they on the pyramid? There's so many Portuguese people in
What?
Münster.
Yeah, that is true.
And she
That is
forgot
true.
about them. What the fuck? Did
What was the Portuguese
did she think
people?
that they're Muslim? They're not. They're very Catholic.
She doesn't recognize the reconquista. She's like, all Iberians are still Muslim.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's the
So-
managerial class of Muslims.
Yeah. But it's very
damn
fascinating. Like, this is not a girl that is only like only in quotes like conservative or something. Like, she flirts with
Oh yeah.
the far right.
Her mom is
Yeah.
regularly talking about how cool it is to vote for the AFD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But just back to the managerial Muslim class. I hate I hate when you
very
go.
real thing.
Yeah, I really hate when you go to like the Bürgeramt in Münster and they make you fucking say the fucking shot.
Oh god damn it.
One of her, she said, one of her inspirations is Stefan.
Molyneux.
Yeah, Molyneux.
Oh great.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I just
So she's, I mean,
Well, you know
There
what?
she is
You're
in
19
between.
and not married. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you
that
not?
is very Stefan
Oh
Mullen.
my
That is his
Yeah.
energy. I do suspect that yes, that is very. She's
So-
very on that Stefan shit. If she'll just have one visit to Poland,
I was
and be
about to
like,
say maybe her
yeah,
gap year will be in Poland.
Poland gap year, fall in love with coal, fall in love with the idea of a white ethno state, which Poland definitely is, because Stefan Molyneux told me it was. Oh god damn it.
I'm gonna get paranoid that she's read my piece and is gonna.
Good. I understood this perfectly.
Ask her about the Muslim managerial class. I'm so curious about that.
Where do Portuguese people fit in the pyramid?
I'm confused that there's apparently a lot of Portuguese people in Münster, and we'll have to go.
There is.
Yeah, we were there when they won the Euro Cup,
Yeah.
and it
Oh.
went buck
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, at what's it called?
The
At-
Euro Cup where Portugal did not win a single game.
yeah,
mind
and then
you.
suddenly
Like,
they won without Cristiano Ronaldo
Yeah.
because he was on the bench.
Was it
And-
the one where France already had their bus ready?
Yeah, that one. I think. Yeah.
Is Munster southwest Germany?
No,
where's
it's
Munster?
west. It's
Northwest.
northwest.
Northwest, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like,
Central
most of Luxembourg is now Portuguese as well. So.
Luxembourg is way more north
Yeah.
than Münster.
Oh, okay.
Münster's
Yeah.
like bordering the Netherlands. sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah. It's like it's 1 hour from Enschede
Okay,
away. Yeah.
Kieran, the sun never sets on the Islamic Empire.
All right. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Long live Al Andalus. All right. Which is now in Munster, I guess.
So
All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's her.
This person is bad. This person's bad. It's not. I wish Greta Thunberg was as left wing as this person is right wing.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be nice. Although there was that nice Swedish proverb that.
Oh yeah, with
The-
like putting them against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that one.
I feel like I missed the opportunity to accept that RT International request to go on after my piece, because I feel like she came out right after I wrote and ignored RT's request for an interview.
Ooh, you should.
That could be me.
That could be.
Yeah.
No, that could wait.
You
To
could
clarify that I'm not evil German Greta.
I mean,
But with
to
the
some
right money.
people-
Yeah.
Some people were really confused
Yeah.
if
The
I was
money.
like against the climate movement or for
Yeah.
it or against white people or actually am a white person.
Oh my god,
or
yeah.
I am
All of these
German.
things.
Yeah, all these things. It was very, very tricky. But I came on Kana Späti instead of the Russia Today.
Yeah.
So I hope you
well,
appreciate that.
we're all interconnected.
Basically, finance.
Same oligarch at the end of the day.
Our checks get written up by the same guy.
Yeah, it's
you
all
know.
Cyrillic in the end.
Speaking of the money, Kieran, did you mention that already? Like that with
The
the
money.
Harvard
The money.
Institute
The
stuff. The
money,
money.
yes.
Kieran
The money,
made
the
some,
money, the
did
money.
some
I
research.
did some research, which
Yeah.
is to say, Collective did research, and I read their findings.
Thank you, Collective.
So Naomi Leibs gets money via the ICA Institute, which is like European Investigation Climate Bollocks. No, it is like it's a climate skepticism thing that's based in Germany.
Climate denial.
Yeah. I think
Climate is not real.
I hate climate.
I fucking hate
But
it.
anyway.
What even is cold? I've never been that, nor have I ever been hot. I am unfeeling. I am the void. Long live the new flesh. But they regularly host big things in Madrid that's like, here's a bunch of people who are looking at the science really close. So much so that we can't read the words anymore, and we've all just come to the conclusion that nothing is happening. Climate doesn't exist.
Maybe like Germans like techwear so much that it's like made them impervious to feeling the climate, and that's why climate denial. Yeah, just way too much Jack Wolfskin. They're just all like, I am, this fleece is just, it stays dry no matter what. I'm constantly at the same temperature, no matter the temperature outside of this. Everything around me is fake. I am in a climate simulation.
Climate is dead, and we've killed them via Jack Wolfskin
jackets.
But the ICA Institute gets its money from the Heartland Institute.
Classics.
Which is big, giant, the Powerpuff Girls potion from just Mercer money, Coke money, whatever the DeVos family does. Evil.
Blackwater.
Blackwater. That's Chemical X.
Yeah.
So this is...
You know that is Betsy DeVos's brother, right?
Yeah. But like, I always thought that DeVos they do education evil stuff, though, mostly.
I mean, you could see the military in the U.S. as kind of education, right? Like, you
yeah.
drop out of school and you join the military. Like,
And then you get a college degree.
yeah, if you make it out not killing yourself.
The thing that upsets me the most about the DeVos family, though, is the fact that they're just like very Calvinist, which is just like everyone.
Sorry, Eric Prince is Catholic. He converted to Catholicism.
That's always sus.
People who convert to Catholicism are a special type.
No, you are born into it or you leave. Those are the only ways in and out.
Or you do what Rob Dreher does, and he converts from Protestant to Catholicism, and then now to Eastern Orthodox king.
But the Calvinist DeVos family are very into the idea that everyone who's suffering right now is already going to hell because it's been predetermined. I'm like, oh no, this is a dangerous worldview. Anyway, so that's where the money comes from. Big pot of evil in the United States, mostly, that then makes it to some sort of terrifying climate denial company that just so happens to be somewhere like, I don't know, Wolfsburg.
They also give a lot of money to the AFD.
Why would it be there? Yes, they also give most of their money to AFD as well.
They give the money to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they also like take over the whole like agenda and everything that ICA. What is it?
EIKE.
Yeah, I know.
Which is actually just a German man's name.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
Confusing.
It's just one dude who just passes money from an American to a German teenager.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why can't we get this kind of money?
Because
come on, Russia, give us better checks.
China, maybe?
They do have more money than Russia does.
That's true.
I find it kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of fitting that she's from Münster. I'm sorry, but no. At the same time, it's also like it's really weird because, as you said, like Münster is very proud of like being
not as right wing as the rest of the country.
Exactly.
The very high bar that has been set.
Yeah. But they also are. I studied in Münster. I lived there for 5 years. You have one of the universities that has a strong thing of the conservative student organization. I forgot the name.
And Anti-Deutsch.
Anti-Deutsch as well, but but at the university, so the VWL and the BWL, so the economics and the law students and shit, they are organized in this very far, like further right than the Junge Union, and I mean those guys are already fun.
We should invade Iraq.
What's the name?
Something with O or something.
There's
Is this a new thing or is this a Munster
No, it's
special?
an old thing.
Munster
You have
special.
them in Cologne. You have them as well, I think. Maybe it's a Catholic thing.
Catholic team.
But you have, like, Münster is one of the only cities that
Carnival.
still have a lot of fraternities, or Burschenschaften as we call them. That's even worse than fraternities.
The Greek system.
And yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we,
That
like,
thing.
the Burschenschaften give themselves some, like, not Greek, like Alpha, Beta, Kappa.
Well, thank goodness, because
Beta
Americans butcher the fucking
thing.
Greek alphabet.
No, they call themselves like Bellum whatever or something, like Bellum
Germania.
Germania.
Vandalia.
Exactly, shit like that. So very, very, very.
So is that in all related to this protest photo that we have up with this anti-abortion protest photo that Naomi Zeibt was at? It also has a big part of that was Franconia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those are them. Yeah,
fraternity. That's definitely a fraternity.
And it's known as being a very far right fraternity, Burschenschaft.
Is there a flag there? Does it look like the Reichsflag? Because that's what they also often look like.
Yeah.
So it was. It involves Franconia Munster involves some lad called Christian Malkochi.
She doesn't sound German.
He really wants you to know that he's German. He's a renowned neo-Nazi and a member of the identitarian movement again. Yeah. Member of the extreme right fraternity Franconia Munster. Yeah. Oh god.
Munster is one of those cities. So it's a student city, but it's also
right-wing students.
But I mean, you have both. Like you have a very like open climate, and we didn't vote for AfD, and you have very far right fraternities.
We didn't vote for the AfD. Those liberal.
We have the NPD.
yeah. We don't need the AfD. We have the real Nazis.
Those cowards.
The open.
Nazis.
Yeah, Münster. Fun city.
Fun stuff. And with that, I think we will move on.
Yep.
All right. European Greens. Yeah, we're going to also make sure you see it. Yeah. European Greens. We'll put it in one of the Patreon.
The emojis are so good.
Well, you guys know that the emoji of that evergreen is like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, we jumping from eco-fascism to eco-fascism.
So, what a segue. So I do, my new favorite thing is to discover like a new emoji Twitter, like every week. And so my understanding of it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that the sunflower is kind of like your very liberal greens. And then you have this very strong, proud tree that is representing ecofascism.
What about the middle one?
I don't know what the middle one is.
Okay, it's cute. Because that's my Twitter handle, okay?
So my understanding...
So we think it's left. It's a very left climate activism.
So we think, as far as I can tell, it's kind of like...
little green shoot.
The little sprout,
It looks like a Pokemon without its head. Endivia.
The dead Pokemon. So it's my understanding is that's the good green symbol. That's more like maybe
thank you.
Yeah, eco-socialist or maybe like a third worldist anti-indigenous or no pro-indigenous anti-indigenous movement.
I want green policies only for white people.
No, that's the tree.
Damn.
That's very much the tree. So that's fun. I think most of what we're going to be talking about today is
the tree.
That's a whole other episode. We'll be talking about the sunflower greens, these kind of like establishment party politics.
Damn.
Kind of greens. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sure the fucking tree ones are wilding out more.
Yeah, the tree ones. I write my thingy about tree ones. My master's thesis.
That's the name of master's thesis. No, it's just the emoji.
Tree emoji.
Yeah, I just put a big emoji on the cover of it.
First.
The emoji movie, but it's just eco-fascism.
Yep.
I'm trying to do a reading of the film right now in my head as eco-fascism. It's not working out. I'm just distracted by the guy who did the main voice being like a kind of a sexual assaulter.
What?
Wait,
are we talking about
the emoji movie? The guy who did the voice. I've forgotten his name, but he was in Silicon Valley as well.
I think I'm a boomer because I didn't know this was a movie.
It was kind of buried for two reasons. It was shite, and basically that movie came out just when the lead voice actor was revealed to have. The kids might say "me too," but the classic way is say she's sexually assaulted a bunch of people. So yeah.
That's problematic.
So that movie was kind of buried. Anyway, European Greens. There is kind of like three kind of points that I have kind of found by them about like all of them to kind of unite them because they are kind of all over the shop. There's
Unite the Greens.
So the further they are from power, the kind of cooler or more radical they tend to be, and that all changes as soon as they get power.
That's what they're really known for.
Yeah, okay.
True.
Good. I think I was going to read my own notes, sorry. Oh, yeah, and one other kind of classic thing is they tend to ride the waves of all these kind of like political movements that are not in any way formally associated with them. I think the modern example of that is probably like Fridays for Future and Extinction Rebellion, because those aren't like vehicles of the Green parties, but they're definitely the ones benefiting from it electorally just by... There's a green thing happening. We're the Green Party.
Yeah, see? That matches.
Yeah, but I thought Extinction Rebellion is apolitical, so that's kind of like,
I don't
are they really that good with the Green Party?
Well, no, good. Well, they're
Or
mostly
the other way around?
they're mostly active in the UK, where like due to electoral fuckery, the Green Party is kind of fucked there. Which means they're also really far from power and they're really cool, but for now. But like,
I forgot that Extinction Rebellion 1 existed, and 2 claim that they're apolitical as a political movement.
Wow, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
did you see that wonderful banner of them marching with
With the police?
with the Metropolitan Police?
No,
Yeah.
but I just spent like 4
Yeah.
days of last week being mad at an Extinction Rebellion person.
Rightfully so.
Yes, was it Naomi?
No, it was a dude here in Berlin.
Did he have dreadlocks?
No.
Oh, no, that's no theory. That's Pirate Party. A dude with dreadlocks is Pirate Party. A white woman with dreadlocks is the Green Party.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my...
No, this is the guy who's like somehow further right because he does not like anti-colonial politics and he's Latin American, which made me conclude he is a white man.
He had 9 names.
Yeah.
I am famously Latin American. Just ask all my friends. Juan Houseman, Otto von Sudetenland,
Juan Guaido.
Best friends.
That one.
I was in a Twitter argument with Juan Guaido.
I just love Extinction Rebellion, but they're too radical for me.
So some like classical, like most of the Green parties kind of arrive in the late 70s, early 80s, kind of as an anti-nuclear thing, mostly.
Yeah,
but
they're like very much on the back of like disarmament and whatnot.
yeah. Chernobyl also gave them a huge push as well. But some come from like even weirder places. Some shout outs. The 2 Belgian Green parties. The Flemish one comes from a progressive Catholic movement. The Wallonian one became popular because there was a chemical in chicken scandal in the 80s in Wallonia.
Everyone else is like caring about nuclear power and they're like, oh, but chemical chickens?
Yes.
The emblem of Wallonia is a chicken.
Oh, yeah, all right.
They fucked with our chicken.
This is personal.
They did what to the flag?
Like the national symbol, if you want to call it. Because I was confused. Why does Belgium have 2? But
I can't fuck with chickens. Definitely not.
I also like that, like, fucking with the chickens has gotten you further in Belgian politics than Catholicism has. So that's cool. The Danish Green Party, or the Socialist People's Party, is basically a split from the Communist Party over the Hungarian Revolution.
Yeah.
So that's the Green movement there, I guess.
Which one split for which reason?
The Socialist People's Party's left and became split from the JKP, which is Danish Communist Party, I'm assuming, for criticizing the Soviet Union's involvement in 1956.
Okay, that would have been really funny if they were like pro
the Soviet Union intervention.
pro Khrushchev, and being like, no, like the revisionists are the Communist Party. We are the anti-revisionists. We will uphold Marxism, Leninism, Maoism as the Danish Green Party.
So they're actually kind of good, but that's probably because they're more socialist first, and then just took.
And green later.
Yeah, no, I think they've kind of hopped onto the eco-socialist thing, but so is the party to the left of them. So I don't know. The Hungarian Greens, which is literally called "Politics Can Be Different."
Yeah, they can.
Did you say that in Hungarian?
Oh, please do.
Give me a second. I only wrote down the anagram. Oh no. Oh no, I don't know what the accent marks do in this language.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Pronounce them as accented, all of them.
Wait, Julia, do you speak?
Hungarian, no.
Yeah.
Fortunately not.
Okay. This
Let
is
me
annoying.
see.
Okay, hang on. Politics can be different. Okay, so this is really annoying because they always keep politics can be different as abbreviation, LMP, which is, I found it here, Lehet Mas a Politica, but they're also called Lehet Mas a Politica Magyarország
That means Hungarian.
Yeah.
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 Zöld Pártja.
Party.
Party, yeah. So it's a Hungarian Green Party.
Yeah.
Politics can be different. Hungarian Green Party.
Can I
They're,
see the?
the logo is
I
them
see it.
walking towards politics.
Yay!
I guess.
Party or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hungarian,
Yeah.
wild language. It's not even from here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. So they're largely mostly just like a green centrist party. They're anti-urban. That's their
Yeah,
thing.
but what I find always interesting about the Hungarian like climate movement or green movement is that they were actually like already there or started during the Soviet Union or during the not Soviet Union but during the Hungarian
Yeah.
communist state, and they. So it was a big movement. So it was a big movement also against like the way of industrializing that you know from the Soviet Union or that you know from like communist states. And since then they they have a lot of like green movements in Hungary, and they were seen as like something like Solidarność, for example.
Yeah.
So something that would change the state, the communist state, and push it into a better direction.
Right.
I think they didn't want to get rid of communism.
No,
I'm not sure
no,
about
yeah,
that. I don't
it's-
think so. But you still have a lot of like leftist Hungarians or communist Hungarians that are very affiliated with like climate politics, and so
Hungary before the collapse is wild, and I still don't understand it. But those are just some shout outs. There's also like the Luxembourgish Greens, which are still kind of cool, mainly because they just keep the right out of power. That's the only thing they really do. But yeah,
That's what people claim the German ones do, but
we'll get to that, won't we? So, first ones I want to talk about is the French Greens or the Euro. You can actually do French, can't you, Julia? Yeah. That.
Europe, Écologie, Les Verts.
Yeah, Europe, ecology, the Greens.
Exactly,
Yeah,
those guys.
there we go. I remember the 6 years of French I did. Barely. So these are the ones that are kind of like far from power and thus are still kind of cool. As Nick pointed out, I am showing 3 classic French people here who just look.
They look so French.
Just imagine a French man, and you are imagining one of these people.
Definitely.
Yeah. Should I explain what
Yes,
they look like?
please.
We'll go when I go through each one. I think we can go into that because.
Well, I don't care what their names are because
Oh, okay.
in my mind they're just all interchangeable between these 3 people. You have your guy on the left, to my left. He's cool. He has his kind of medium length long hair pulled back.
is that a single-use plastic cup in his hand?
That is
It
a single. Oh my god, he
is.
sucks actually.
Maybe it's reusable. Maybe it's not plastic.
That's why you're
maybe
on the
it's-
podcast, Karen. This eagle eye vision.
He's wearing he should be wearing a black turtleneck, but he's wearing a black sweater underneath a cool jacket of some sort. Very kind of pointy face. Probably reads Lacan in his spare time, just
Definitely.
because. The dude in the middle, he's a worker, French worker. Nothing more. He has a mustache. Kind of looks like the dude who helps out Tintin and his dog.
He
Drunk sailor.
actually looks
sailor.
more like an
Sailor?
Asterix character than he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Don't
Or
mix
that.
up the comics.
He's very Gaulish.
fine.
Yeah.
Belgian, French. What the fuck's the difference? Like, okay. And really, I got the drunk sailor vibes
Yeah.
from Tintin, but you guys got Asterix and Obelix
Captain
vibes.
Haddock
also.
is not French,
What?
No, he's not here.
What is he then?
isn't he? Haddock? That is just
Haddock,
not his
yeah.
name.
Haddock.
But the names are always changed, though, aren't they? Like, because it's a Belgian TV
true.
show.
I mean, I only read it in English. Andrew.
Well, Tim und Struppi, but that is
Tonton.
nobody says that.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, he's that guy.
Where is Tintin a real name?
Actually, the live action actor of Asterix.
Yeah, but an old,
For a fucking deep cut
yeah.
for a fucking Euro.
It's old Asterix though. Asterix, yeah,
Yeah.
those were
All
the
right,
years
and then-
fighting Caesar.
Yeah, the last guy on the right though is just like I can't describe him because he's.
I can.
You can.
It's like as if Sarkozy and Macron had a love child. That's him.
Yes.
That's him.
We put Sarkozy and Macron into the machine from The Fly, and out came this man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is the country of France, and obviously because this is I don't know.
Sorry.
This is a Green Party, so there's no POCs in it or whatever. So
All right, so I can go through these three guys, I think, because so the party is kind of good. Like on the national level, they supported Hollande's government, which wasn't great. But all of these three guys were, if I'm not mistaken, they were all either currently or former mayors, which is some degree of power in France, but France is stupidly centralized. So anyway, of one of the movements that they kind of absorbed and rode the waves of is the alter globalization movement is actually what made the French Greens. But the first guy, the guy with the little bit of salt and pepper hair going on.
the guy who very clearly reads Lacan for fun.
Yeah. The single-use plastic cup cancelled.
Yeah.
This is
him.
this is a Jacques Bouteau. He is the pro-Palestinian, pro-Kurdish, pro-Rojava, homeopathy-loving mayor of the...
Oh my God.
I was gonna say
That
cool.
is it. That is it. He looks like that.
Yeah, he does look like that, doesn't he? It's perfect. Homeopathy-loving mayor of the second arrondissement
He was
of Paris.
3 for 4 for cool things. That last one was not cool.
No,
Well,
it wasn't.
you gotta
but
have some green in there.
yeah.
Which
I
would
think the obsession with homeopathy can be overlooked with the other 2-3 things.
Yeah.
But also, his one
Why
of his
doesn't he just switch it out for something more modern, like just being obsessed with CBD? Come on.
microdosing. I also like the
For the rights of Palestinians, Kurds, and I love microdosing LSD.
I'm on it right now. One of his weird big achievements within the second arrondissement was he basically banned advertising. There's no street advertising in that area.
Which one is the
King.
second? Let me see.
Second is very central, obviously, because they go from one
Yeah,
outwards.
yeah, I've just been there.
I can go to cities and not know how they're subdivided.
But it's like a snail. It's funny.
Okay.
It's like
So it is I think he also kind of made the argument for touristy reasons of people come to Paris not to see a bunch of I don't know what's on France 1 or whatever the TV channels are called.
yeah,
France 1. France 1. Nice. The guy in the middle is a Noël Mamère.
His last name is not Miet.
It's not mid. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Cool things he did while he was mayor. He's no longer mayor. Married same-sex couples before it was legal. He was just said fuck it and married a bunch of them.
wait, is he allowed to marry people? He's a mayor.
Yeah, he was.
Oh
the
yeah,
mayor,
of course. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I thought of
You think he was a
Christian
priest?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe he's a priest and he was just marrying people.
But yeah, various religious.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer starts doing marriages for people and just prints out a collar online.
Oh yeah. And I thought you can do that in the US.
Oh yeah.
I thought
You
you can
probably
just take a
can.
priest seminar online and then you're a priest suddenly and you can
and then
marry.
you marry your friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need an external.
Yeah, but
It's
I
a
just
very,
remember-
very
yeah.
normal sitcom plot, so we don't have to hire a new actor to play the. We just get Joey to do it. He never found love. Anyway, so he was I thought it was a pretty cool move. There's like an Italian mayor of Rome also did a similar thing, which is even more of a ballsy move because like the Pope can see you do it. Like, fuck you. But yeah, so he was also
Pope just have like a fucking like Wario fit.
just steam coming out, and just doing a little dance. Yeah, he was also this Noel guy is also this party's most successful presidential candidate. He also kind of notably cool and on the left because in 16 when that vote happened or 2017, he endorsed Jean-Luc Mélenchon. Yeah, like even when it came to like being between Macron and Le Pen, he was like, "No, this is both of these people are bullshit. Fuck this." So that was kind of cool. Also, because it's worth mentioning, because this is French politics, this man is notably not Islamophobic.
Nice.
Whoa.
Again, low bar in France, but and as you can tell by his age, he's possibly from a different era as the pro-Palestinian, pro-Kurdish guy. Anyway, the last guy, the Sarkozy Macron love child.
He is or he isn't Islamophobic?
He isn't.
He is not.
Yeah, he is not.
Okay.
Notably so because it's French politics.
Yeah,
Okay,
why would we say like, like a very?
I mean,
An Islamophobic French person.
I appreciate that.
I was thinking because there was like so much good stuff coming, and then it's like, but wait, like,
No, he's
you're
cool.
waiting for the prestige.
yeah, like, ta-da, he's actually an Islamophobe.
And there's two of them now. Okay, so this next one is called, I'm just not going to pronounce it correctly, Eric Piolle. He is mayor of Grenoble.
Grenoble.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, mayor of Chernobyl.
That's why he's in the Green Party.
Oh, no, we fucked this place up.
He's the only one left. But he rules over a bunch of like foxes and rabbits that come to re-inhabit the area.
Radiation makes me stronger. He grabs a deer with his bare hands and starts eating it.
Mayor of animals.
Mayor of animals. It's very Lion King. So Grenoble is. I'm just going to say Grenoble. Fuck it. Is apparently like a major green stronghold that it like always has been for a very, very long time. But this guy is pretty cool and has done some cool shit as mayor. Again, he backed Jean-Luc Mélenchon, France Insoumise, in the last presidential election. He's received backing in his mayoral campaign from various anti-capitalist and anti-capitalist groups when running for mayor. He's been talking about a Green New Deal for France since about 2015. Pro-weed legalization.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's that green.
And also, this is probably the most radical thing he's done that I really enjoyed, but he basically got rid of the homeless population in Grenoble by putting them in vacant buildings in the city.
Whoa,
Yeah.
and
Crazy how you can do that.
Oh my God.
You solve homelessness by giving homeless people homes.
Everyone was always in my French book. They were always from Grenoble or Lyon or something like that.
Clermont-Ferrand.
Yeah. And I was always like, Grenoble sounds so boring.
But
Yeah.
isn't Grenoble also where the perfume book was centered?
Yeah. Was that Grenoble? Yeah.
I thought so. Isn't that known for perfume? And maybe that's why like lavender and I don't
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
My understanding of Grenoble is it's kind of like ski town.
Yeah. They do that.
Everyone is fighting to save the rec center.
They do that.
It's Aspen from all the 80s movies. Yeah, because it's like very close to the Swiss border.
Yeah.
I knew two guys from Grenoble, and they were just like, everywhere else in France is bullshit. Come to Grenoble.
That's what my French book told me, and I didn't believe them because I was like, "What the fuck?"
Is
Grenoble.
French book Facebook for French people?
Yep.
Only French people allowed. So yeah, that's EELV, but they're on the kind of like national level, and the national leadership is still kind of like bullshitty. Neoliberal, getting in line with like Hollande, and then after Hollande, Hamon, who tried to start a new thing that wasn't actually very new. And that's them. The three most French people.
Yeah, I was expecting them to be way worse.
Yeah. But again, this party is very far from...
They don't have women.
This is a good point.
Yep.
I'm sure they do somewhere.
And they-
Just none of them are mayors.
You know, fucking.
It's just not mayors.
Yeah, our homeopathic man over there with his little plastic cup.
Is it plastic? I feel like I'm like misjudging. Is it a wine glass? Because that could be as well.
Very French.
We can only see the top third or. half
No,
of it.
that looks like a plastic cup.
Or
unless
maybe
it's,
it's one of
Okay.
those recycle.
Like it's seaweed or
The
something.
one, yeah, exactly. The seaweed plastic, not plastic caps. No caps.
I think we should interrogate him about it. But
Come on the
Tweet
show.
at him.
drag his ass.
Is this a plastic cup?
He's definitely not the worst person on this list. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah,
'Cause-
we're going places.
Yeah. Oh, we started nice. Oh, what?
This is-
Oh,
this is-
you little babies are fucking having a nice time learning about the good
Yeah.
green parties. Yeah, well, too fucking bad. It's over. We're going to Germany.
This is Woo! This is very sparsely let slide, but the German Greens.
Shit. Absolute dog shit. And another they're like the second strongest party if you do polls today.
They're called
Yeah.
Die Grünen, though.
Die Grünen.
Diagram.
Yeah.
No, you misunderstand. It's German for the Greens.
Yeah, Simpsons reference.
That's it.
Rob wouldn't get this.
No, right. So yeah, Bundes 90, Die Grünen. They are very actually. I was looking into it. They're pretty darn successful in terms of electoralism because,
They are dog shit.
well, yeah. I mean that
They will
helps.
morph themselves into anything and everything around them in order to win an election.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But for anyone who doesn't know, Germany has 16 states. 11 of them have the Greens in government in some form or another. I should say 10 question mark because Hamburg still hasn't made a government yet, but it's probably going to involve the Greens in some way. 7 out of those 11 coalitions that the Greens are a part of are right-wing coalitions, with the exception of Bremen, Thuringia, Berlin, and Hamburg, but maybe not for long. See last episode. Anyway, it's all terrible. It's all really terrible. They work with the CDU in a lot of places, even when they're the largest party in
Baden-Württemberg.
Baden-Württemberg. Yeah,
They try to mimic the CDU, like in Baden-Württemberg. But yeah, he's known for being like very Wirtschaftsgrüne, so like libertarian green or like.
Ooh.
They came into power that one time I forgot to vote when I was living in that state.
Oh.
So
Shit, it was you.
So you did this.
You did this.
that 2010 or something.
You've done this yourself.
I didn't recently one of the big car companies, I want to say Volkswagen, said that they get on great with the Greens.
Tesla does too.
Oh, jeez. This is
Of course,
awful.
Tesla does. Because that is the German green solution for everything. Get an e-car,
Yeah.
electronic car, whatever, battery car,
E-scooter.
e-scooters.
The
Fun.
e-scooters,
Everything
yeah.
that is runs by
Should also
electricity.
do, like e-helicopters and stuff.
Yeah,
Like private use.
for private use for rich people.
Do they
Yeah.
crash
I like that
as much
idea.
as regular
Yep,
helicopters
I like
do?
that idea.
Not if you charge them properly.
No, I mean just
But you have to find a charging station, and that is kind of
well,
difficult.
but I just mean that in the sense of like, yes, more e-helicopters because rich people use e-helicopters, and helicopters just like fall out of the sky. Like horrible method of transportation. Do not know why rich people use them, but they're genuinely stupid that they keep using them.
More helicopter pilots on E. Yes.
How about like e-zeppelins?
That's a great idea. Germans love zeppelins.
They're actually you can actually take a zeppelin ride. There's like one route, and it's like the longest thing on the face of the earth. It's
In Germany?
yeah, it's like it takes like a few days to go from like one city in Germany.
Yeah,
to
I
the
wouldn't
other.
trust any
Nice.
German zeppelin.
It's electric now. It's fine. The balloon is filled with electricity.
It's one of those balls that you put your hand on, and then all the light goes to
We
it.
got a fucking teddy.
This is a startup, okay?
We did
With
it.
this idea now.
I was just listening.
Zeppelin without any vowels in it.
I was just listening to your the episode that you were on Trash Future with that one guy who's just like imagining just like sitting in his. He literally was like, I was sitting in my backyard imagining like what was like. I want ice cream delivered to me like a good boy.
Yeah, he has his drone business.
Yeah, this literally sounds exactly like that. Of like, a very rich billionaire just like went into like the gift shop of like the science museum like in his like local town and then saw one of those orbs and he's like, this is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. What if I could make this float into the sky?
I'm sorry. I have been conditioned by like American English speaking media to hear like someone with whimsy with a German accent to be like wearing like a fanciful top hat and like it's like a Willy Wonka type figure.
So yeah, the German Greens, huh?
Yeah. So I think we've been pretty clear. They just kind of mold into whatever they need to be. But we've talked about it before. They're the party of everything stays the same, but maybe the cars are electric, and that's fine.
If you ride your bike, you're cool.
They used to be. They used to have like.
Yes. Sorry. That always reminds me of my first introduction of the German Greens was because the Spitzenkandidat for the European Green Party for the first like European election where they did that system was Ska Keller, who is from the German Green Party. And her whole thing of them like showing them all voting in the European elections, and she voted by post ballot. And it shows you the footage of her cycling to the post box to then deliver it, being like, "That's fake." There's not just cameras stationed at every post box. You were obviously there before, cycled back, and then cycled back again to post the letter. This is awful. Yeah.
Yeah, the German Greens. What do I want to say? Oh yeah, it's interesting because they actually like so Bündnis 90 was like a GDR thing, like a because you had a lot of like climate movements, interestingly enough, in the former communist countries. Yeah. And the Green Party, so that was like the Western part, and they moved together, and they had like a bunch of people in there, like everyone. They had like super conservative guys, they had like super radical guys, they had super apolitical guys that just cared about sitting on train tracks.
Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah, kind of that.
Those are less sexual than I was going to.
So yeah, and they had a lot of like internal like quarrels and like Green parties do, you know, they like to fight. And they kicked out the conservative part, and at some point they also kicked out the like very radical part, the very left-wing part. But I have the feeling that the stuff that was like left is what we have now. Yeah. It's kind of this weirdly like centrist kind of weird shit that doesn't actually care about going super green.
No.
Yeah, it definitely like reflects this Germany as a society though too. It's like because everyone imagines Germany as this like wow, like Americans do this all the time, like wow, like just look at how green and great Germany is. It's like they've invested probably more than any other country in coal, like as we've talked about in other episodes. The environmental movement in most senses of it is just riding your bike. And
buying Teslas.
I do not ride a bike.
Yeah.
Wow.
I take public transit, which is
Get out.
That's why I live in Berlin, because I knew the BVG before moving here.
Yeah.
I used to ride a bike when I was living in fascist Münster.
In the fascist Hochburg of Münster.
And they would throw things at you and call you slurs for Portuguese.
But like I mean I think that then like it's also everyone after the most recent European elections were like, wow, why are the German Greens doing so well? Like this is fantastic. Fridays for Future must be like really getting into the brains of.
I hate it so much.
And and it is. Yeah.
Tell us about it. Why?
Well, I mean, if you have like 2 bullet points to them, it's like opportunistic and careerist, and that's it.
Yeah.
And not green. Like that's the label.
Yeah. But the kids like them now, clearly, because they voted, 24% for the fucking Green Party or whatever?
Because the kids think they're green.
Yeah, because they have a label that says green, and they don't think further than that.
And look at that
kids
sunflower,
also,
it's cute.
kids also do vote for a party that's just called The Party, so they're also not to be trusted.
Because it's a funny party.
And also, who doesn't want to go to the party? Nerd!
I like how then when people are always like,
I'm a Dorfkind and I'm going to the party.
Oh my god, there's like this German song, and so I was like, the party. It was really stupid.
I don't know this.
Good.
I love how like whenever you want
Calling Mr. Sex, I'm going to the party. And also, ich bin ein Dorfkind.
Like you always get this sense from, especially like Americans, of like the sense of like, wow, the kids are really like they're the future.
The kids are all right.
No, the kids on TikTok are all right because they're all communists. Anywhere
fair.
else, they're all shit. And especially they're shit in Germany. Because whenever anyone says like, oh yeah, the fucking youth are our future, it's like, you do not live in this country. Like, they're all atrocious. They all probably are like I don't know, between the ages of like 16 to 19, talking about how they read Adorno and they vote for the Greens, if they even vote in an election. And that's the extent of their politics. They like drinking red wine with each other and, making white people dreadlocks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This country is fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No,
well,
I'm not.
I'm very hopeful for those TikTok German kids who changed the image of German kids.
They're so cool. They're the absolute kings and queens.
Yeah. Oh, that video of that guy just putting the word titties into French Google Translate, so it says titties. That's beautiful. That's the future right there.
No. The two kids that we talked about.
Rat-tat-tat-tat.
Yeah, the rat-tat-tat.
kids.
Yeah.
Those are the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
I-
Wie viele Freunde hast du?
Gar keine, ich darf keinen Freund haben.
What, bitch?
Oh my god!
I remember in this video now. It's great.
I've referenced this now on the last two shows.
It's just so good.
Shout out to those kids.
Yo, come on the show. You're probably from NFA. You have to be. That is such NFA.
Yeah,
energy.
It is
and
NFA.
And the
It
guy,
is.
I think the one guy's Hussein,
Yeah.
and I forgot what the other one,
I
that all
forgot-
of America called Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, it did.
Don't make this a tawdry thing, America. All right. So
Oh God. Yeah, come on the show. You
NFA.
lovely NFA kids. You're very obviously NFA kids. I could tell immediately when I saw you. I've been
I'm
here long
an
enough.
NRV kid.
there's a
Do you have a TikTok?
Not yet. Not yet.
coming soon. There is actually one thing about this that I did want to ask and get your opinion on to the rest of the room, which is the Greens also in Germany and Europe at large have kind of managed to convince everyone that they are the left-wing step in between your neoliberal center-left and your formerly communist party. Like they still position themselves as being in between SPD and Die Linke. So a lot of this green wave also feels like it's just the collapse of the SPD and people searching for something else. Is that fair to say? It doesn't...
I'm kind of confused about who joins the Greens. I mean, on the one hand, there's German POC where it's the Greens kind of act like they're the migrant party or
Yeah,
welcome to non-white
And then
people.
you have Vorzeit Jonas.
Welcome to non-white people.
Yeah, and then you have people who obviously are just neoliberal.
Kings of Twitter.
Menschenrechtsfreunde.
Urban educated kind of
Yeah.
class of people. Yeah.
Well, I know people from Münster that are
Bragging
not,
about it.
that are not neo-Nazis. That are in with the young, with the Jung Grün.
Junge Grün.
Junge
Young-
Grüne Jugend, sorry.
The Green Youth.
The Green
Young
Youth.
Green.
The Young Green. Okay,
Real Young
I
Green.
will
Real
use
Young
this one,
Green.
Young Green. Yeah.
YUNG.
Actually, that is
Yeah, of
always
course.
also a topic, like smoking weed. the Green,
Let's
the Green
talk
Party,
about it.
especially the young Green Party. But I know people that saw the Green Party as something that is more, or that is less racist than the SPD, for example. So people saw the SPD, especially after Schröder, which is interesting because Joschka Fischer was the Green Party, so. He also.
And Schröder has an Asian wife. I'm trying to understand this argument
That's
right
the
now.
most. Yeah, that's the most. That's the most
Hello?
German energy ever.
No, but saying oh yeah, the SPD is not young enough, and feeling like the users were kind of just a younger version of the old people. I mean, not feeling revolutionary energy or something. Not that you feel that with the Green Party, but hey, they said something about weed, so let's join. No, but actually, I know a few people that I think that are quite smart, and they are with the Green Youth for since.
But what do they actively do? Like, what was
They
their interest?
actually like campaigning
Smoking
for
weed.
the Greens and shit like that, and they think that the Green Party has more to say about like women and LGBTI rights and
So every
and,
Buttigieg in Germany
and
joins
yeah,
the
yeah,
Greens
yeah,
instead of
exactly,
FDP.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Women and gays are all right.
Yeah.
Here's our rainbow flag with a sunflower on
Where's
it.
the sunflower? Oh wow, that would look so nice.
I saw actually once in Moabit, weirdly
Represent.
there was you may know this house then, that there's a person who like around Turmstrasse has
Turmstrasse is very long.
you know it is I know but like near the U-Bahn station, like when you go around the way like towards the Schultheißquartier, there's a house that has the rainbow flag and then the German flag right next to it.
That's the spirit.
And it is the weirdest vibe.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Literally, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. So moving on to what I think is the, like everything in my country's politics,
Getting worse.
Green.
Yeah. The good point actually.
Well, no, I thought it was like sort of redundant. to call it.
Very various different shades of green. They're very important, the different shades. But no, everything in Irish politics is like a perfect distillation of the stereotypes of these parties. Like we have a very fractured left. We have two kind of center established parties that are basically the exact same. And we have just got god-awful Greens. So our Greens are very fun because the Irish Greens, they have a very radical base. I here have a screenshot of Saoirse McHugh, which is quickly becoming Ireland's like Ilhan Omar. Because she, when interviewed, was like, what's your ideal like political situation? And she was like, a loose confederation of communes that are all self-sufficient and are all working intertwined together. I'm like, okay, that was anarcho-communism. Okay. And then she starts talking about guillotining the rich, and I'm like,
Whoa, am I here for it?
yeah. No, she's
So
great.
that's actually a quote that. Whoa.
And she herself is great, and she definitely represents like this huge kind of like.
How old is she?
She's younger. I think she's like late 20s, so in around our age, to be honest. But like she is.
Does she podcast?
Does she
Does she want to be on
come on the pod? But the so she is like surrounded by this kind of like very young green youth movement in Ireland that kind of views the Greens as being more radical than they are. And then you have like the actual upper establishment of the party, which is their most radical position is like maybe carbon taxes, maybe. Maybe. I'm not very sure.
Or they do the German thing of
Tesla?
So in the big moment for them was in 2007, there was an election and they did quite well. And they ran on a campaign of being associated with several like grassroots movements and stating that they would not get into power with either of the two Irish monster parties, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. The big movements that were happening at the time was Shell to Sea, which was to get rid of Shell Oil Company out of Irish waters. Getting the new motorway that was going to be built through like a big archaeological site to tell that to fuck off. To get the US Army out of Shannon Airport, because Ireland is meant to be a neutral country, and they were like refueling on their way to Iraq. Yeah, that's still happening today. It's a big problem. So like they rode this wave, and the main one was around like Corrib gas field, which is a gas field off the coast of Ireland, off the coast of Corrib, and that was a big part of the Shell to Sea thing. They spearheaded this investigation into like, hey, what's happening? This seems very corrupt. This seems like a lot of people are wetting their beaks on this, and the like terrible establishment parties. And then as soon as they go into coalition with Fianna Fáil in 2007, they cancel their own investigation into it. They completely like back away from all these grassroots movements. They don't pass any carbon taxes in the budget. They go against one of their huge campaign promises, which is to not get into bed with the monster parties. And it happened the night fucking of the election and them going into coalition with Fianna Fáil. So that's
The fuck?
so that's just like, I feel like that's every Green Party in Europe. Just
Yeah.
happens in this. It happened in the space of like a couple of months, rather than like this has been slowly building in most European countries since the 80s. But
It's really weird. I don't know if that has to do with it being like a kind of like a one topic party, not one topic, but kind of, green.
yeah. The Greens had
Yeah.
they had to use like I think it was the 90s had to do this huge push to kind of convince everyone they were not like a single issue party.
Yeah, single issue. That's not one
Yeah.
topic. I knew that there was an English term for it. Single issue party. That's what I wanted to say.
But that was like a problem for like every country's Greens.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you see it in every country's green.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's also like every Green Party. I mean, they come together because of one issue, which is like an environmental.
Nice
Yeah,
if we still had it.
and then
this climate thing's crazy.
yeah, and then you don't have like one political direction in the party. You have a lot of the times that the grassroots root movements are kind of like radical or more radical than definitely like the established party leaders. But yeah, the grassroots movements, it's kind of funny because Green Party, and not the ones that are, elected, and not the ones that are making the decisions of the party. So,
like we talked about it briefly with Adam Baltner in the episode on Austrian politics, but like the solution to this for the Austrian Greens is they kicked out the youth wing of their party.
Yeah.
And they became the communists.
Yeah,
and they joined the
good.
Communist Party. So that's
It's a
fun.
really weird thing too, like on like a really local level in like Germany, that in like Berlin, one of the most radical people on local government level is like a green constituent from Kreuzberg or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you do have these like I think people who just don't know what to fucking do, but they've been in this
Kreuzberg
party.
Friedrichshain, the one with the squatted houses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's her name again? I forget.
Ciaran.
Yeah.
I don't vote in that district, or I would know.
Yeah.
I just know Ströbele from before.
Yeah, Ströbele, I
I've
know.
seen him around on
Everyone
his
knows
bike and-
Ströbele. So.
But I mean, you have like on that level, like just a lot of people who are. I guess this kind of goes in the sense of that, like the Greens were seen, at least in Germany, like the migrant party that then wasn't this or that or that. But yeah, like that you do have these like on the most like local levels. I would even argue that probably like Berlin is probably similar to like how Ireland is in this sense. And then same.
But are you saying that district politician is like a constituent of a radical area or of a gentrifying area? Because I feel like that depicts the Greens in Berlin better.
Because like she's coming from like Kreuzberg and
Yeah, but if it was gentrified, they would vote differently, I think. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't
That's
know.
like all the unverpackt buyers and things like
Yeah,
that. All
true,
the
true.
vegans.
But her politics
But
are
her
quite
politics are
radical,
different
so
because
I
with the
don't-
squatted
yeah.
houses, and she's not. I think she's not a great fan of gentrification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's possibly the assumption that like I do agree that like the kind of like people who have benefited from gentrifying, the like educated urban class are probably voting Greens.
Because as far as
Yeah.
I would understand, at least in Berlin, the migrant party was usually the SPD.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, because Neukölln is like
Yeah.
SPD.
Yeah, definitely.
But
But because of how the SPD has been going the past
Yeah.
decade,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what changed it.
Yeah.
so like
That's what I
would
was
say
trying to
that-
refer to when
I think just to put point to mind is like I think there's these people who are probably voting Green without necessarily seeing the conflict of this person's politics,
Yeah.
or probably thinking of the Greens on a national level,
Yeah.
and voting
Yeah.
Green on the ticket rather than thinking about this particular person in Kreuzberg.
Yeah, okay, true.
Because like that kind of also happens. Like I when you say it, Ireland's Green Party also does have the reputation of being like a migrant party. One of the big things that happened this election is there was a Green councillor in Ireland called Hazel Chu, and she is of like Chinese descent, and all the weird astroturfed American Nazis kind of like attacked her for not actually being Irish, even though she is, kind of thing. But that furthers this perception in Ireland that the Greens are the party of the immigrant culture. But yeah.
I mean, this is where I would say that the German Greens are not technically the migrant party. They're the party of token migrant, like symbolic representation.
Yeah.
But wasn't it the Green Party that had the first like party had with Cem Özdemir being like the first.
But he's not very German.
I know he is. I know, like, yeah, I know. Yeah, speaking of token, but still in the sense of like the first with like.
I'm sorry, I can only think of him like dressed as a like he went to some.
Lederhosen.
Huh? No, he went to some event like the Bundeswehr thing, dressed in camouflage.
Nobody says he's cool.
No,
but
he's
like
not
saying like
cool.
having the head of a party like with a name like that, you know, like with a Turkish name. I think they were the first like bigger party that had, you know, someone that didn't have like a clear like typical German.
Are you sure like the SPD didn't?
Not as head of the party. Never.
But I think this is also kind of gets back into the first point of the Greens in general is when they're further from power, they are in an easier position to do this like radical stuff.
Yeah.
Or
even though Cem Özdemir is one of the most like established centrist people
sure,
that I can think of.
It's the whole thing of like it's easy to be radical when you're like so far from the seat of power. It's harder to like continue doing these. I don't know, envelope pushing things or whatever you would want to call them. Like, there's a reason why this is like like what you're talking about is the Greens of the past and not necessarily the Greens of today, because the Greens of today in Germany are far closer to the levers of power and are probably going to try play things safe or whatever they think playing things safe is. Anyway, speaking of firsts, the first Green head of state.
Yay!
The Latvian Greens.
Latvia.
The Union of Greens and Farmers. You can tell by that last bit that things are going to get wild.
They're wearing suits and ties.
Of
Wow.
course.
That's not very green. Yeah.
That's not very farmy.
Yeah, well, this whole
What the fuck?
That's not very farmy.
City folk won't understand.
the whole fucking country is a farm, except for Riga and maybe Daugavpils and
So that's the flag of Latvia?
yeah, it's
AKA
Austria.
Dark
I thought
Austria.
you were showing us
Same
Austria.
energy.
If you just like took Austria and just consolidated it into more racism, yeah, literally Latvia was a thing that Yulia and I went to like an anti-racist thing, and then everyone at the end was like, and everyone's racist, and this is why I can be racist.
Yeah, that was what they took from it. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm personally of the opinion that like which is the most racist country is a massive pissing contest,
Yep.
especially in Europe. But
We may do that as a contest one day.
ooh, yes. Which European country is the best at racism? But anyway,
It
the
may be Latvia.
maybe Latvia. That's
Latvia literally has like national holidays that are to honor the SS. Still,
Yep.
like it is wild.
Volunteering Legion.
Oh, good fun. But this is the Union of Greens and Farmers, or as I like to say, Zalo un zemniku zaviniba.
Which one of
Zalju
those words means
zemnieko zaviniba, because it's like the accent.
Yeah.
Which one of those
Zalju?
words is green?
It's
and
one of the
which
ones
one's
with the
farmer?
Z.
Zalo is, I think, green, and yeah, Farmers Union. I mean, yeah.
Okay. It is a weird
Zimnieko.
language. All right. So, yes, the reason I bring these guys up because they are kind of notorious. First, we have our lovely Raimonds Vejonas.
Raimonds Vejonas.
Right? Yeah, you're probably going to do the names.
Raimonds.
He was the 9th president of Latvia from 2015 to 2019, making him the first Green head of state in the world. Oh, this country might be really progressive. This party might be really progressive.
Nope.
No, none of that is happening. Because then we get into this guy, Edgar Tavares.
Yeah.
The current chair of the party. This party has now been kicked from the European Greens for a whole bunch of shit, he said. And let's read that now.
Yes, in Latvian.
No. So yeah, they're very socially conservative, agrarian Green party. But let's see, 2004 was the first Green head of state. Blah blah blah. Okay, Towers whited out here a bit. Our flag is green and white, not rainbow. Okay.
Well, that's not even white. That's yellow.
That's yellow. He's stupid.
Is he
He's fucking
like-
colorblind.
Yeah. Maybe it is rainbow and you just can't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So far, this isn't really offensive. It's just a statement of fact. But I'm not sure where he's going with this. I don't know why we have to be economically left. All right. Okay, this is where this is going. Okay.
The market will make the world greener. We just know it.
Just leave it alone for a bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. Get ready to hear some dogs barking because we're going to do some dog whistles right here. Globalists for making us approve Russian language schools. Yeah. And
What kind of fucking Judeo-Bolshevist fucking conspiracy nonsense is that? The Zionists are making us learn Russian. Oh, this country is so stupid.
it's just it's Latvia, so everything has to come back to the Russian
Russian
language
Jews.
minority. And then because a broken clock is right twice a day, European Greens have been dominated by aggressive neoliberalism, which, yeah.
Ooh, I like it in which direction. I don't like it, but we all know in
But
which direction it's going.
He's saying that because that's some left shit and he doesn't like it.
Yeah, but wait, didn't he just say though that like, yo, fuck this,
Economically left shit, yeah.
So he wants to be neoliberal then. He just doesn't know what he's saying then. He's like, yo, that neoliberalism, I don't fuck with it, but that classical liberalism, that's my fucking cup
That's
of tea.
green energy.
Yeah.
That's totally green energy.
Yeah.
there.
Is this
Yeah.
can I power Europe with this?
It's funny enough because they're also as far as I know, and I don't know if the information are right, but they were also part of ALDE in the European Parliament before they became part of
another buck-wild European grouping.
before they became part of the Green Coalition,
Yeah.
and then were kicked out in 2019 for being
On one.
nationalistic, center-right, far-right.
Yeah.
They
Hating rainbows.
hating rainbows, and we all know the Greens normally love
Love
rainbows.
rainbows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now it's really interesting because this has Latvian energy written all over it. I mean,
Being angry about a bunch of right-wing stuff that you've still managed to loop back into the Russian language minority.
yeah, seriously.
Why do we have to be so economically left? We're talking to the Russians again.
I think his imagination of a Green Party or a Farmers Party would be just like Latvia, the way it is with fields and forests
But
and just
German
Latvians.
farmers
and-
are also, not
Yeah,
that leftist, right?
that is true.
You
Yeah.
know, the eco-fascism
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And Greek farmers, was there Greek farmers with the thingies going to the border trying to push out people out of the country?
What, you mean this week?
Yeah, this week, last week.
Would it be other farmers in Greece?
I think it would be Greek farmers.
no. I just
The thing
wanted to
about
know
that-
if it was
the
that
thing about
country
that-
or
the thing
another
about-
racist country.
Expat farmers.
Yeah.
No, the thing
I'm a farmer from France. I'm just really racist, and I walked here.
No, but
Well,
I
actually-
mean, literally, Identitätsbewegung is now
I was about to say
on the fucking border
they
of Greece.
are, yeah, and they got punched in the fucking face by great Greek anarchists.
And have people said that that's not nice?
That is so nice.
Have people said that it's not nice?
They
and we
should-
shouldn't be
No.
doing that?
What was I going to say? That this
Punch a
is
Nazi in their face.
this is hot off the presses. I'm not sure if anyone else in the room saw this. It'll be old news by the time this episode comes out. But Martin Zellner was arrested by Turkish authorities.
Okay, normally I have a big problem with Turkey, but they did one thing right.
No, because no, it wasn't Martin Zellner. Shit, no, it was the leader of. I'm sorry, I got this confused.
Oh.
It was the leader of Sweden Democrats.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
so it's
same energy.
Yeah, still very same energy. So the reason he was arrested is he was going into Turkish refugee camps and telling refugees that Sweden is shit and they shouldn't move there.
Like he single-handedly went to, and
Yes.
said, like, oh, Sweden is really cold. Also,
Why
we eat
did
with
he just
fish.
do that via the internet?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like,
He probably thinks they don't know how to use the internet. He doesn't have very high opinion of these people.
Did you just mix up Austria and Sweden?
good.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're all the same.
it's very far south. The other one is very far north. But
But the racism energy
racism
is, the
is,
same.
yeah.
No,
It's all snow and mountains.
the thing though with the Greece thing is that you have a country that then is just like so like way too stoked to just like be racist that like they're just all pouring into the fucking border to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go tip over a boat. And I mean, it's cool that there are obviously a lot of people who are beating up the racists. The racists have also done a lot of beating up themselves of like journalists and of people who are not racist. And and the idea that like now fucking like I just find it wild that then like Identitätsbewegung and all of them are like, yeah, we stand with Greece. It's like, what are you doing with the fucking like financial crisis? Like you're bitching about all these fucking lazy assholes we're gonna pour into Germany and in Austria, like take your fucking job that like wasn't even there to begin with. Like, yeah, cool. I love Europe.
Yay.
Just as much as these two people do.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And last and not least in our tour of Europe's beautiful green parties, we get to the Swedish Greens, who are oh, jeez.
It looks like the WhatsApp symbol from this angle.
Yeah, their logo does. It's meant to be a daffodil, I think.
Oh my god, that's one of the only green parties that doesn't have a sunflower in there.
Yeah. No, okay, so Swedish Greens. All right, so one thing that I will say on them is that like they kind of have this whole thing of they historically have partnered with the like Social Democrats, which in Sweden are still pretty left. Like the current leader is like a union boss kind of thing. It's still kind of okay there. But when they first entered Parliament, they sided with the Conservative bloc against the Social Democrats. So that's the kind of like fun flip-flopping this party does. Right. So let's get into... There's kind of like two big characters I want to talk about.
I love them. I knew who they were before. Do you know how I knew about them? Was doing research at my last job. So I kept running into these two people, though. And I was just so like... who are they? What is it? What's their story like? They seem interesting, and my goodness,
they are.
They are.
So the first one I want to talk about because she's wild, but she's not as wild as the second guy we're going to get onto. So let's start with her. One of the big stars of the party is Amanda Lind, who is currently the culture minister of Sweden. Yep. And I want you to think about that while I describe her as a Swedish white woman with dreads for days. Mm-hmm. Like, these are very good dreads. They're very long. She can style them in all sorts of different ways. But
yeah, wow.
It's Europe. Do you like Rachel Dolezal, and you want her to run like some ministry in your country?
Culture one.
The culture ministry, exactly.
I eat other cultures, I gain stronger. I am Amanda Lind.
Have you been seeing what Rachel Dolezal has been doing lately?
Well, what has she been doing?
She does like cooking things on YouTube that are like...
What kind of cooking?
Like just appropriating every culture.
Nice.
Like no culture is safe from her. She made feta cheese one time.
But she did.
Yeah. No culture is safe from Rachel Dolezal, mind you.
She is just a human of
interest.
So to really emphasize this, she born in Uppsala to a Swedish family. Her full name is Amanda Sofia Margareta Lind Ni Johansson. Her
oh my
native
god,
name
is she
is...
rich? Sorry. I thought people with a lot of names.
Yeah, that's usually a good test. But yeah, father Eric Hugo Johansson, mother Eva Bask Johansson. It's all Johanssons the way down. She's a psychologist. My personal beef with her is she is fluent in Esperanto, which I hate. Like, most of her Wikipedia page is a speech she gave in Esperanto.
So no one understood it.
I mean, she was at the World Esperanto Congress, so I hope some people did.
What a nerd!
Like, saluton estimate congresseño. Oh, it's a dumb language. I hate it so much. Tune into the bonus feed for me complaining about Esperanto. Anyway, so it's just very funny that she is the culture minister, and she has dreads. There it is in a different style where it's all wrapped up in the back of her head.
Yeah, she knows culture.
She
Not
does.
her own, though.
She looks like the Nobel Prize literature winner from Poland. With that style there.
True.
Mm.
Which has been said is not dreadlocks, but a traditional Polish style of hair. Maybe there's also traditional Swedish ones.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
Vikings
probably,
had,
prob-
right?
the-
Those
the
dreads
Vik- yeah, yeah,
things.
all-
Yeah.
I mean, there might
No.
there might
Oh,
be,
the
I don't
Vikings
know.
dreads.
She's in the Green Party.
I don't know. Maybe she's really also like green and ultra nationalistic.
I
mean,
love Swedish people who are into Viking
Maybe
shit. They're always real
Latvia
chill.
is not that far away. Maybe she went over to buy some alcohol because it's so expensive in Sweden.
Maybe her family owns like just all the banks in Latvia, and that's
Probably
where it comes
Swedbank. Shout out to that one. Thank you for giving me money while I was living there.
Right? Oh dear. But yeah, culture minister, she's great. So that's kind of it's just cartoonishly stupid that this person exists. She doesn't have any real controversies, although I'm very sad that like the controversy section or Wikipedia page isn't like a very lengthy discussion of her hair. I mean, people who are like anti-green in her country just Photoshop a doobie in her mouth, and they're like,
That's not the problem here.
right? But then we get into the other character, and I want to preface this.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
So we're going to talk about Mehmet Kaplan, but I do want to preface this with some other instances. The Swedish Greens, in an attempt to be what we were talking about earlier, the party of immigrants, have invited the kind of like fairly substantial Muslim population of Sweden into their fold, which I think ultimately is a good thing. Problem was, because of their rapid growth, they were not really vetting a lot of these candidates. So we have two incidents before we get to Mehmet Kaplan, which is they had a Muslim Green candidate who, when on TV, this only became apparent that he did not want to make eye contact or shake hands with any women, which is a problem because the TV host he was talking to was a woman. So that interview was weird. And then also a Green councillor in a village in the north invited one of Osama bin Laden's former advisors to give a talk, namely the Holocaust-denying one. So that was fun.
Where did you find this info? Is that on Wikipedia?
Yeah, this is in the Swedish Green Party's controversy section. Yeah.
Oh God, that's
Where
so
did you
funny.
find that?
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, where did you find like Osama bin Laden's advice?
Osama bin Laden has a big family. First off, like, let's not forget
I know.
that he has like 90 brothers and sisters or some shit. Like,
But yeah, it's just,
it's so fucking funny.
this is just this is a problem, and this is happening. This is kind of happening to Sinn Féin in Ireland, of just when this party grows a lot bigger than they're expecting, and then they have to like fill the bottom levels of their ranks very quickly with a bunch of people that they haven't really interrogated as being like ideologically pure. It's also a problem when you're a Green Party.
Wait,
and-
what?
but like, but it's also the problem when you're a Green Party and you don't have like a substantial
ideology.
And you're very flexible and
Very flexible.
Yeah, well, this is like, I mean, like one of the best examples of this in like American history is with the Black Panther Party, like probably like the fastest growing movements in the United States ever, and everyone associates them obviously with just like FBI informants left and right, massive problem, obviously, but then just like a lot of people then who joined who just like were not remotely close ideologically to them were just like, it's cool to be part of this movement, and they just started like falling apart from within. Like, 'cause a lot of people point to the FBI shit, which is very true, and a lot of people then will also then ignore the fact about then how they just were really bad about managing themselves within that, and that's with any thing like that. But this like so. I want to know how you fucking managed to like get Osama bin Laden. What was his advisor?
Yeah, former advisor.
How did he even get into the country?
I don't know. I don't know. But it was like a big story in Sweden when it happened. This guy has he's been like suspended from the party, but it was after the talk was given, so I don't know.
They still got the interview.
Yeah. But then we get to Mehmet Kaplan.
My favorite.
Yeah. who is formerly Minister for Housing and Urban Development from 2014 to 2016, member of the Swedish Green Party, resigned from the cabinet after controversy regarding ties to Islamic extremism, namely the Turkish ultra-nationalists known as the Grey Wolves, including the Swedish head of that organization, who regularly called for, finishing the Armenian genocide, I guess. So that was fun.
All the Armenians in Sweden. There's just one family on his block that really just bothers him. The only Armenian family in all of Sweden.
Or whatever System of a Down comes to tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, this is just again hilarious because this happened because photos of him having dinner with the leader of the Grey Wolves just made it into the press. And it's just a lovely casual photo of this man sitting down having a lovely meal. I don't have it, unfortunately, because Sweden's press laws are pretty good. They kind of blur out people's faces and stuff. It's not fun, but it's also when the papers are just like, it was him, they're like, yeah, all right, fine.
I'll use my imagination.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Swedish Green Party.
I like how one party though has Rachel Dolezal and a member of the Grey Wolves, or a dude who likes the Grey Wolves. Just
friendly,
hanging out, doing cool stuff.
Grey Wolf adjacent.
You can find that in Germany too.
Probably,
it's happened. Probably, I know that, but there just hasn't been I know that the CSU has a guy who has Grey Wolf connections,
Probably.
And it's what's his name? I forget. It was really recent. CSU, yeah. And it was during the what was going on in Turkey in between northern Syria and now.
So
in
much.
between,
so many attempted coups.
No, this is within the last few months. But he was posting on his on his personal Facebook page just Grey Wolf propaganda.
Oh, was it the elections? Maybe
no. It wasn't the.
No, they weren't.
No, I don't know. It was Turkey's always on one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you could just be posting Grey Wolf shit because you feel like it that day.
Because you're just on holidays in Greece.
Yeah, and you're all I'm going to stomp on all these people and drown them.
Yeah.
And Nick is subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, she is hot, right?
Yeah.
This is my thing now. This is awakening something in me.
Oh, God.
I mean, hit me up.
Yeah.
How do you say that in Turkish?
So
the language I should be speaking right now.
So that is the full gamut of European Green parties. Every other European Green party it's just some other form of this.
I have a question here, though.
Yeah.
Because of ideology of the German Greens and the issues. Are most of the other Green parties, do they have some kind of position on Palestine?
On Palestine?
Is that, I mean...
No, it's basically just not a position.
What
for
about
Muslims.
the ones who actually do feel like they're the leftist movement, the eco-social?
So the actual leftist movement say
aside from that one French guy that you didn't name.
Yeah. So what you have in Denmark of what are they called again? The Socialist People's Party, which just happen to occupy green politics within Denmark. They're associated with the European Greens, but they don't really pitch themselves as much as such within Denmark.
They're pro-refugee, pro-migrants?
Yeah, and they are pro-Palestine.
What would Vollzeit Jonas have to think about these people is what we're trying to say. Are they Menschenrechtsfreunden or not? By that I mean, do they uphold the Israeli state to non-existent standards and
love imperialism if it's...
I think he loves imperialism anyway.
Oh, he does. Of course he does. Yeah. He's pro-Israel. Of course he does.
Yeah.
No, but that's not the only case.
No.
Yeah.
I mean...
He's consistent.
But of course
He's a big fan of imperialism.
Of course you like other forms of imperialism when you like the most vulgar version of it that exists on Earth right now. Everything else you can just justify easily if you're well, the Israeli state's good, so everything else is just doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're one of those youth leaders in the German Green Party, which says it's pro-migrant, there's always this really weird logical
the good migrants.
The good migrants.
I mean, literally, no, they
That one.
they only want the ones who are like, oh, well, we want the ones who are all like well educated and well trained and this and that and that. That's like that is their logic.
The FDP now.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
they
of
are.
course.
Yeah,
Why am I asking?
like they'll be pro-migrant, but then like, or either if it's like it's either like good migrants or it's the one of like which migrants will like because Democrats use this exact same logic in the U.S. of like we love migrants, but only if they can work in the fields. And they can, really, they use this logic. They're like, what you hate immigrants? Who would mow your lawn? It's like
Kelly Osbourne's speech, basically. Yeah.
And
Kelly
people,
Wait, she did a
Yeah,
speech
Kelly
on
Osbourne
that?
did like her like anti-Trump moment, and then just kind of
When was that?
very quickly after Trump was. No, it was during the him running for president.
Okay, so
yeah. But
Okay.
this ended up becoming an actual talking point amongst Democrats.
Wait, what did she do?
Well, she basically made like
She made
who's going to
racist
clean your
statements,
who's
yeah.
going to clean your toilets? Like
Who's gonna clean your pool?
She did.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
basically viewed all
Oh.
Latinos and Latinx people as
Yeah.
like.
How do you know? This is how a lot of
Listen-
American liberals think. Like just
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
know. I've heard Biden saying that that poor kids can be as smart as white kids.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different thing.
We need to bring back that gap. That gap got forgotten to the lost of the ages.
Yeah, but no, that's like a talking point that I also feel like just gets like, because like the Economist did this during the quote unquote refugee crisis of like refugees are good for the economy because they take shit jobs. It's like that's a great way of looking at humans. Just like. Yeah, they're leaving a bad situation, moving to one that they really don't want to be moving in, and they're going to do a job that they're probably extremely overqualified for, but the market says that this is all that's available for you because you're brown or whatever, or Germany doesn't have to let you in now, do they? Like, take what you can get and, don't complain.
I don't know about this, Nick. I have it from good sources of this up-and-coming star from Munster who's telling me that the middle tier of society is...
The managerial Muslim class. I know. I've heard it too.
PMC, and the M stands for Muslim, professional Muslim class. Right. I think... Any last points? We happy to end it here?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't like the Greens.
And on that wonderful note, any shout outs? We have one shout out for ourselves, which is on the 16th of March. We will be doing a comedy show for Bernie, a comedy variety show, kind of a live corner Späti thing. You should come down. It's in Agata Bar, Berlin, which is off Sonnenallee, Neukölln, Kreuzbergy kind of direction. You know the drill. That's where the English speaking things
What's
happen.
the address?
Oh, Jesus.
It's Weichselstraße.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, Weichselstraße.
Oh, do it from memory. Go.
55, I think.
Oh,
isn't it?
shit. Yeah.
Oh my God, Nick.
Yeah, Weichselstraße 55. So that'll be. It's near U-Bahn Rathaus Neukölln.
Yeah.
It's very easy to walk there from there. Or as Ciaran said, also there's like a bus near Sonnenallee.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We'll be there the whole night.
Agata Bar, yes. It's to get people to come out and phone and text bank for the 17th of March, basically.
St. Patrick's Day.
St.
Exactly.
Patrick's Day.
Because we want St. Patrick to be the leader of the U.S.
Yes.
The leader of Arizona who votes that day. I will make a bunch of dumb jokes about my home state being shitty
Yeah.
and great
I've
at
been
the
there.
same time.
They have
If you
cacti.
if you can name the 5 C's, if you can find me before the show, even
cacti, and cacti.
Okay, yeah. If you can name the 5 C's of Arizona before I name them in the show, which I'm gonna do to show off some dumb skill, I will give you a half-eaten bag of Haribo. Or if you're vegan, I'll make sure that they're like the vegan Haribo things, the
Those
like
aren't that
Katya's.
good, are they?
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The prize isn't that good.
Yeah, no, there'll be prizes. There'll be fun things. Most of the prizes will be bad. Yeah, but you'll like that they're bad.
Come out and help us support Bernie the only way we legally can, or at least I legally can, and Yulia.
Yeah.
And Rob and Nick will just be throwing money and vote Act Blue or whatever the fuck.
I'll throw 270 at it maybe again if I'm feeling wild.
Nice. And Karin, where can people find you online if you want to be found online? Sometimes you don't.
I don't. Typically with that little emoji I can be found on Twitter. But not always. And
So the bat signal.
I'll be like moody about it. Karin is sharing. Karin with an I because I'm German. And otherwise, you can read my name-dropped Vice article of why I quit being a climate activist.
Ooh.
And then did not go on RT International for an interview on that.
Yeah, and now Naomi Zeipt rubs her life in your face.
Damn, and she's only 19.
Yeah. All that Mercer money you could have had.
These damn rappers are getting so young today.
I need to get a fedora.
No, please don't.
do.
You'll never be invited on the show again.
If you cosplay as Naomi Zeipt, I'll cosplay as Philip Amthor. I feel like I can do a good Philip Amthor. Just push my hair to one side.
Put your glasses on.
Put my glasses
I'm
on.
wondering if I can do like the Tulsi Gabbard thing because I'm
Oh, she had like the one like
aloha.
Whoa, Tulsi Gabbard, when did you get here?
Oh. So how's the campaign going?
Why are you still in?
Talofa lava. That was Samoan. Y11 delegate,
I was born there.
which is 3 less than Michael Bloomberg.
I think now.
She was actually born there. I just found that out the other day.
Yeah. It's her home territory. Oh, that situation's fucked.
You know what John McCain's home territory is? Panama. 100% serious. He was born in Panama.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. So if you want to hear more of those, kind of take some U.S. politics, come down to Agata Bar on the 16th
I'll have a moment of
March.
silence for John McCain. Just kidding. I'm going to party throughout the entire thing.
Moment of silence. We just blare baby metal.
Okay. I will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.